Ripa enjoyed a special show dedicated to her on February 20th, as her family and friends surprised her throughout her 25th anniversary episode of Live. The beloved TV star was joined by everyone from her children to her good friend, David Muir, who took time out of his busy schedule to pay Kelly a visit, as well as gushing about how amazing Kelly was and how she made the job seem so easy. He also gave an insight into their friendship away from the spotlight and the unique tradition they have. He explained that whenever they have dinner together, Kelly and Mark Consuelo's home in the Upper East Side, he's always asked to begin them by saying, "Tonight from the Upper East Side," a nod to his catchphrase on his daily news show, World News Tonight with David Muir. He also reminisced about the first time he co-hosted on Live with Kelly, something he's done a number of times over the past 2 decades. "And as a gentleman, one of the things I'm supposed to do is take her arm, but what Kelly does is she takes their arm. And they are saying 30 seconds until air, and you're thinking, are you kidding me? But Kelly is just talking, and she then looks into your eyes and says, you've got this, but the truth of it is, it means she's got you." David and Kelly have been great friends for many years. In fact, David even got a special mention in the tribute section of Kelly's book, Live Wire, where she called him the backbone and moral compass I need sometimes. During one of David's stints co-hosting with Kelly, the pair spoke about their summers together. Kelly told the World News Tonight host, "I kinda miss our weekends together," at which point David mentioned that they'd often spend days by the pool and barbecue together, and did so at the start of summer. She even revealed that her kids love having David over, especially when it came to barbecues and other fun summer activities. "You are a great grill master, your cheeseburgers are delicious," Kelly gushed. Joaquin would rather eat at David's than anywhere else on earth, which left David smiling. Kelly arrived that day, as she always did, prepared, polished, and ready to entertain. Her co-host and husband, Mark Consuelos, stood beside her, wearing a knowing smile that hinted something was brewing. The opening banter felt normal enough, but then the screen behind them flickered to life. A montage began. Clips from 2001. Early interviews. Iconic fashion moments. Unforgettable bloopers. The audience gasped as they saw younger Kelly laughing beside Regis, nervously clutching her cue cards during her first weeks. The years rolled forward in a blur, hairstyles changing, studio sets evolving, co-hosts coming and going. Through it all, one thing remained constant. Kelly. Her laugh. Her sharp timing. Her ability to make a nation feel like it was sitting at the kitchen table with her. When montage ended, Kelly's eyes shimmered. "Oh no," she whispered. Mark squeezed her hand. And then the surprises began. Family first. The first unexpected appearance came from the people who know her best. Her children. Though now grown, Michael, Lola, and Joaquin, they appeared via a heartfelt video message that filled the studio with warmth. Photos flashed across the screen. Halloween costumes, school plays, beach vacations, ordinary dinners turned extraordinary because Mom was home. Kelly has often spoken about how Live's schedule allowed her to raise her family without uprooting them. Unlike many in television who travel from set to set, she built her career in one city, in one studio, coming home every afternoon. In the video, her children teased her about her early morning alarms, her constant energy, and her inability to stop hosting, even during family dinners. "Mom," one of them joked, "you've been interviewing us since birth." The audience roared with laughter. But then came the tenderness. They thanked her for showing them what dedication looks like, for proving that a woman can be fully present at work and fully present at home. Kelly pressed her hand to her chest. "Okay, I did not agree to cry before 9 a.m., she said, her voice breaking. Enter David Muir. If Kelly thought the emotional surprises were over, she was mistaken. Moments later, the studio doors opened again. Walking in with that calm, composed presence was David Muir, anchor of World News Tonight with David Muir, and one of Kelly's closest friends. The audience erupted. David, usually seen delivering the day's most serious headlines, wore a grin that softened his newsroom persona. He embraced Kelly tightly. "You didn't think I'd miss this, did you?" he asked. Kelly blinked rapidly. "I'm starting to suspect everyone is in on something." David laughed. "We are." The Upper East Side tradition. As they sat together, David shared something viewers rarely get to see, their friendship beyond the cameras. He described evenings at Kelly and Mark's Upper East Side home. Casual dinners, laughter echoing off the walls, children darting through rooms, and Mark tending to the grill. But there's a tradition. A very specific one. "Whenever we sit down for dinner," David explained, "Kelly insists that I begin the evening by saying, 'Tonight from the Upper East Side.'" The crowd burst into laughter, instantly recognizing the nod to his nightly broadcast introduction. Kelly covered her face. "It's important," she protested. "We need gravitas before appetizers." David shook his head, smiling. "She demands it every time. I'll be holding a plate of pasta and she'll look at me like, you know what to do." Mark chimed in, "We take it very seriously." The image of America's trusted news anchor delivering his signature line in a Manhattan dining room was irresistible. But it also spoke to something deeper. Their friendship isn't built on red carpets or press tours. It's built on inside jokes, comfort, tradition. The first time he co-hosted, David also reminisced about the first time he filled in as guest co-host on Live, something he's done several times over the past 2 decades. "I remember they told me, as a gentleman, you're supposed to take her arm when you walk out." He paused, but what Kelly does is she takes your arm. The audience laughed knowingly. They're counting down 30 seconds. And you're thinking, are you kidding me? But Kelly is just talking, completely calm. Then she looks you in the eyes and says, "You've got this." David's voice softened. But the truth is, what that really means is she's got you. Kelly reached over and grabbed his hand. For 25 years, she has done that for countless co-hosts, guests, and crew members, steadying nerves with a squeeze, boosting confidence with a glance. The audience applauded not just the story, but the sentiment. Summers by the pool. Their friendship, David revealed, extends far beyond studio walls. There were summers spent together, lazy weekends by the pool, long afternoons that stretched into golden evenings filled with laughter. Kelly once confessed on air that she missed their shared weekends when schedules grew busy. David reminded viewers of those barbecue gatherings, the smell of charcoal, music drifting through the backyard, Mark expertly flipping burgers. "You are a great grill master," Kelly insisted again during the anniversary show. "Your cheeseburgers are delicious." David chuckled. "High praise." She added with a grin, "Joaquin would rather eat at David's than anywhere else on earth." The crowd melted. Even David, ever composed, looked touched. A tribute in print. Their bond is so strong that David earned a special mention in Kelly's memoir, Live Wire. In it, she called him the backbone and moral compass I need sometimes. When that line was read aloud during the anniversary show, David lowered his gaze modestly. Kelly shrugged playfully. "It's true." Behind the jokes, behind the teasing, there's admiration, mutual respect. The kind of friendship that survives changing schedules and growing responsibilities. The woman who makes it look easy. Throughout the special episode, guests echoed the same sentiment. Kelly makes it look easy. After 5 hours of heavy morning news programming, Liv arrives as a breath of fresh air. Kelly understands that viewers need levity, not denial of reality, but softer landing. She's mastered the art of balancing humor with heart. For 25 years. Through cultural shifts. Through personal milestones. Through loss and change, she has adapted without losing herself. Mark's moment. At one point, Mark took the spotlight. He spoke not as a co-host, but as a husband. "I've watched you wake up at hours most people would consider unreasonable," he said. "I've watched you prepare, worry, care deeply about every single show." He paused. "You give people joy before they've even had their coffee." Kelly's composure faltered again. For decades, Mark has seen the behind-the-scenes Kelly, the one who studies notes late at night, who worries about doing right by the audience. This celebration wasn't just about ratings. It was about dedication. A legacy still in motion. Though Kelly has recently admitted she doesn't intend to work forever, February 20th wasn't about endings. It was about impact. 25 years of mornings, of laughter, of steady presence. Live has evolved over time, new sets, new formats, new co-hosts, but Kelly's spirit remains its heartbeat. And judging by the standing ovation she received that day, viewers aren't ready to imagine mornings without her. The final surprise. As the show neared its end, one last video played. Clips from staff members behind the scenes, producers, camera operators, makeup artists, thanking Kelly for her kindness, for knowing their names, for bringing donuts on tough days, for checking in when someone seemed quiet. It reminded everyone watching that television magic isn't just what happens in front of the camera. It's the culture built behind it. Kelly stood, wiping tears, as the entire studio rose in applause. 25 years. Countless memories. Endless gratitude. Tonight from the Upper East Side. Before the credits rolled, David leaned toward her. "Kelly," he said softly, "would you like me to start us off properly?" The audience instantly caught on. David straightened his posture, cleared his throat dramatically, and declared, Tonight from the Upper East Side. The crowd erupted in cheers. Kelly laughed through her tears. Now we can eat, she said. And in that moment, playful, heartfelt, deeply human, viewers saw exactly why she has lasted 25 years. Not just because she's talented, not just because she's professional, but because she connects. With friends, with family, with millions of strangers watching at home.